Okay, there it is, sitting in my shed drying. I just painted it. It actually paints really nice. It looks better painted, in my opinion. It's up to you if you want to paint it or not. It's stainless steel, so it will not rust or anything. So you don't really have to paint it if you don't want it. But I just want to, keep with the overall look at the bike. It's black. The bike is black, like all black. So look kind of odd to have. It's not super shiny like the foot pegs though. So this is what I painted it with. Low gloss black, and it's an engine enamel from Duplicolor. It's a part number or paint number Delta Echo 1634. There it is, Duplicolor. This is what I painted with. It's a great paint. I gotta go buy some more. I'm running out. That's what I painted the foot pegs with. Yeah, there it is. I'm just gonna let it sit here overnight and dry, and then we'll go install it tomorrow. Hopefully it won't be too hard. I think you just pretty much just got to put the little tabs back on, and then do the thing. All right, here's my go. Paint's real nice. Okay, here's my here. Well, there's the Luna skid plate painted low gloss black. Well, the bottom anyways. Painted most of it. Actually paints really nice. Yeah, I didn't put too thick a coat in. I think it kind of looks nice. Not like all painted and stuff. There you go. So it's ready to go on the bike. So I put a little paint along the welds here. I don't know if the welds will rust on this. I don't know what they welded it with. Probably stainless steel. If they did, it probably shouldn't rust. So, but it looks like it's kind of like a little bit painted. It actually looks kind of nice like that. Yeah, it looks real nice. Okay, so time to go install. Okay, here's Mickey here. So we're gonna go ahead and install the Lunicycle skid plate. So this is all the hardware that you have to reuse from the stock skid plate. So there are these little kind of clips that have a threading in it. It's a kind of little nut that we have to reuse, and there's 4 bolts, and all the bolts are the same size, so you can interchange them. So what I'm going to do before I put it on is I'm going to put some of this stuff, this purple Loctite stuff, so it doesn't come out. I suggest you put Loctite on all your stuff, especially if you're going to ride it off-road. So I'm just going to put like a dab tip. And they like to roll around, as you can see. Alright, so now we'll go put the little mounts back on the skid plate. Okay, so if you remember how this went before, it's so the so you slide it all, so the opening is always facing the outside. That's the way I figured it was. So it goes like this. Oh, actually it goes the other way, like that. And then you can actually squeeze them to make it tighter, and they'll stay that way. So you can open it up at first, or you can just tighten it. Okay, so that one's in there, and then you got a little bit, it's a little bit slotted on the back, so like you get, I guess some bikes are different than others. I'm just going to squeeze this a little bit so it stays in there. And we'll scratch up the paint a little bit, that's okay. So I'm just going to squeeze the rest of these ones. And when you squeeze it, it just stays that way. So kind of think of it as like a kind of like a paper clip or something. Oh, I did it backwards again, see? So just make sure the square nut part is on the back of the skid plate, because it's not going to do anything if it's the other way. So this is the other side. You should see the nut facing yourself. Okay. Alright, so let's go put it back on. Okay, that's it, ready to install. Okay, so I'm having a little problem here. So it looks like one of the ears is not bent enough. So you can see 3 of the 4 fit. So it looks like yeah. So 3 of the 4. So I can get 3 of them, but I can't get this 4th one in. We're gonna have to bend it. That's what I'm thinking. Or let's install the bolt on the other one first, and then we'll press this one in, and then slip it up in there, because it ain't gonna fit in there the way it is right now. 3 of them fit fine, but the other one doesn't. So I don't know what the deal is there. Some fitment required. That's what I'm gonna say. So I've got one of the bolts in already. So we're just gonna put these in lightly. Okay, so you can see it took a minute to get it one side installed. So you should install the back one first, I've noticed, and it has this back one has the slot on it, so you can actually move the skid plate front and back, and then you can try to finagle it to get it in. So okay, I got 2. Try to go for the other ones now. On the other side of the bike. So this is the one with that crooked mount that we have to bend. Okay. So meow, this one does not fit. So we've gotta. So this one doesn't fit here on the top. So to get it to fit, we're just gonna, since it's already bolted on the other side, we're just gonna try to squeeze it so it does fit. Just like the little, and there's like a plastic here you have to be, that kind of gets in the way too, like a cowling. Okay, so first we should start with the back. It's kind of a tight fit. Okay, let me get this one in. Just kind of take a peep in there. It looks like it's way off. Way off. Yeah, this isn't helping at all. Okay, yeah, the clip is way off. It's kind of a pain in the ass to install because you have to get 2 things to line up to the holes. Okay, I'm using the Allen wrench as kind of a guide. Oh, damn it. This last one is a doozy right here. Yeah, it's got to go forward a bit. So there we go. Okay. Whew. Okay, so once you got all 4 in there, just go ahead and tighten them all up. trying to do a little bit at a time for each of them. Here's this side again. It's kind of, I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of a pain in the ass to install. Okay. Okay. Try to tighten them all evenly. I don't know. I think I probably wiped off all the Loctite on it already. Okay, so it's the one without the little blue marker on it. Okay, so it was pretty tight when I installed it. There's no torque spec for it, according to the Sauron UK torque guide sheet thingy. But I remember it was pretty hard to it was really pretty tight enough. Well, I can take it out with this. So if I torque on it like hard enough on this guy, it should be good enough. So just make sure they're nice and snug. Okay. If you want, you can probably see the back of the nut here. You can probably dab some Loctite on that. Okay. Okay, so there it is. It's installed. Wasn't too hard. So I don't know. For some reason, this maybe it got bent somehow. This side was sticking out a whole lot. So what I did was I installed this one first. Yeah. So you can use, and I found out something helpful is you can use your Allen wrench, the Allen wrench to help line it up. So you can stick it through the hole and everything, and then wiggle it around so you get the right alignment, so you can get the bolt in there. I'd imagine everyone is going to be different. so I had a problem with the other side. So I put this one in loosely first, and then that allows you to move it front and back. And then I put this one next, and yeah, so I got that one lined up. This side wasn't that hard, but this side I had to press this side in. I just pushed on it, and then I shoved it up. And then the hard part was trying to get everything to line up. So that's why I used that Allen wrench technique, and it worked pretty good. And then I worked this one in, and then I lined this one up, and then I tightened it. So it took about, I don't know, 10 minutes to install. Not too bad. So there it is. Okay, there it is. That's the Luna skid plate. It looks a lot like the stock one. Don't go lie. It does look like it provides more coverage. There's a big, how much of a gap is under it? Oh yeah, there's a decent sized gap under it. So if you remember correctly, the other one got pressed in so much that it was touching the engine, the motor. So there's this wire here on the side. So make sure that wire is on the side of the motor. This one right here. And since I found that it was pinched underneath the motor when the old one caved in. But there's no doubt about it. I think this one is stronger than the stock one, so can't go wrong, I guess. Well, we'll find out. So there is a big gap underneath here, so something could come up in there and still hit your motor, but it should be okay. Shouldn't. It will probably hit this, whatever bar this is here. Oh yeah, this is a protector for the motor right here. This bar here, it's there to provide rigidity to this part of the frame. So that's interesting. So hopefully you don't hit that too hard. There's a springy thing. Oh, it's a zip tie. Yeah, that bar is just there to provide rigidity for the bottom of the frame. I just realized that it doesn't really do anything. It's welded. It's welded onto there. It's part of it, so that's just there to add strength to the frame, this part that's hanging out. So it's pretty beefy too. I don't know if it's hollow or not. Look at that. So yeah, doesn't look like I've hit it or anything. So That's good. I'd imagine if you hit that hard enough, this will start bending and stuff. So the skid plate does add some structural rigidity to the bottom of the frame too. So as you can see, so it kind of acts as like, you know, kind of acts like this. The cradle on a motorcycle, the cradle frame, it kind of acts like a cradle, sort of, kind of. So if anything, it's much stiffer. It's much stiffer than the aluminum one. So the stock aluminum one. So it should add some rigidity to the bottom of your bike, and hopefully it protects it. So we'll see. It looks like you. Oh, I know it looks like a fair amount of rocks and stuff can get thrown up in there, but that's okay. It's not like it's moving or anything, you know. All right, so there it is. That's the Lunicycle skid plate without the beauty plate. I've actually never seen one before. Yeah, I've actually never. Not everyone gets the one with the beauty plate, but I got this one because it's like half the price. So I don't like how this is really sharp right here. So I think it's snag on that. I might get a grinder and round that off. Yeah, I might round that off. Look at how sharp it is. Totally got, like, you can rip your pants on that or something, you know. So that's a no bueno there. I'm just gonna go get a Dremel and grind that a little bit, and maybe get a marker and make it black again. But it does paint really nice. So if you want to paint it with a engine enamel, it paints really nice, and you can't even tell the back is unpainted because you can't see it. So there it is. That's the Lunicycle skid plate install. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you know, give you some little insight into how it is to install it. It wasn't too hard. It's just getting everything to line up. Yeah, my suggestion is just put the back bolts in first, and then swing it up forward, and then line up the fronts, and then bolt it in. So it's not that hard. This may get in the way. This little plastic dealie here. It looks like it cuts really close to it. It looks like it's going to start cutting it and stuff. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, there's another one on this side, just plastic protector thingy here. So like it literally, it's touching that. So well, it looks good. So as you can see, this side is more open because there's less stuff. If anything, well, this is the belt right here, and like I guess it already has like a protector on it, so hopefully that doesn't get messed up or anything. I know, what if a rock hits that or something? I guess the belt is not that susceptible to damage, I guess. But this one is, so the good thing about the Luna skid plate is it's taller. Like I said, I think where the stock one comes up, it comes up to like halfway or something. So it does protect the wires and stuff better. So you get better protection. It's just stiffer skid plate. It's heavier. That's one drawback, but what are you gonna do, you know? I'm going for more protection. I would rather have more protection than lightweight. and yeah, and it's stainless steel, so it won't rust or anything. It's not magnetic. We found that out. And yeah, 304 stainless steel is not magnetic. And yeah, so we'll Hades Omega will go test the skid plate out at the park. We'll see. I will go over, ride it on top of some logs and slide on top of the logs and stuff. So hopefully it. I'd imagine it's gonna get dented up. That's what the skid plates do, man. They get dented up, but it's there to take the damage, so the vital parts of your bike, in this case the motor, doesn't take damage, you know. There's no protector for the controller, but I'd imagine that looks pretty stout, you know. I don't think a rock or a branch could break that. I hope not. It looks like this heatsink looks pretty stout, is what I'm gonna say. So really, that's like the most exposed part on the bike is, yeah, it's that motor. And you saw how exposed it is without the skid plate, you know. So all right, so I hope you've enjoyed that install video. I hope it helps some people out that are trying to install this, or if they're on the fence, if they're wondering if they should get one of these or not. So far I'm pretty happy with it. It does get kind of have that homemade touch to it. In-house, they call it in-house, the in-house fabricated. So I like it. It's cool. I don't like how it has sharp edges, like right here and right here. I'm gonna round those off with something, with the grinder. So get the Dremel bit out and round those off, and then I'm gonna just get a marker and then paint it black again. Yeah. So, and yes, it is gonna get scratched. It will get scratched. Don't worry. It'll look cool. It'll look all cool, battle scarred and stuff. But what I'm going for is, yeah, I was surprised how much this one like it buckled, how fast it buckled. You know, the skid plate is really soft. So hopefully this one is more rigid and can take more of a beating before it starts buckling like that. But yeah, I mean, even if it did start bending inward, it would still protect your motor. Like I said, that's what it's designed for. It's armor. It's designed to take the damage rather than your motor damage. So if it does its job, it does its job, you know. But we'll see how well it does it. So how much punishment can it handle? Because it's definitely not. It's definitely, I don't think it's on par with, like, you know, something like this, like a motorcycle dirt bike skid plate, a heavy duty skid plate. So this is 4mm, like I said, 4mm aluminum versus a like less than 2mm stainless steel. So yeah. So all right, so there it is. Here's what we got.